What's up guys, my name is JDCut5 and welcome to a new series of career mode. We're going to be starting off with the Spanish side Levante, previously a La Liga side and had been for many years, but unfortunately they have stooped to the second Spanish division. This is the aim now of being able to get them back up to the Liga and hopefully seek European glory. Obviously with the first episode we're going to be getting into the transfer sides of things and more in depth to the club, and then we're going to go from there on. What you can see right now is the selection of 3 players that have gone from my youth academy. I've gone with the selection of Pedro Vargas. He is 66 rated, 17 years old. He's got 5-star skill moves. He is absolute unit for the position that he's going to be in, and he is definitely going to be a star of this team. Obviously not knowing much about Levante, I need to have a look at the squad, see what I'm playing with, see what positions I need to upgrade. Already looking at the different sides of things, I knew I needed a few wingers, possibly maybe a striker, and then we're going to go into the attacking midfield sort of thing. So all round upgrades in my opinion. I do have some kind of old faces there in Soldado that used to play for Spurs, Wesley on loan from Aston Villa, and Mustafi that used to play for Arsenal. So a few familiar faces, and to be honest, a lot of cards that I can use and a lot that I probably won't use, and that's just the crux of it. We do go in for the centre-back Al Yamik. I don't know if you knew from the previous World Cup for Morocco, he had a very good World Cup, and I thought this was someone that would be very good in this side. I wanted to swap him out straight for Mustafi because I wasn't going to use him, and I want to kind of use my transfer budget as little as possible, in all honesty. I do have a budget of 21 million as I did upgrade the 10 million from the start. As you saw there, I did have a release clause met from Celtic for 17 million, but I completely rejected that and signed him straight up because I just needed to be able to have it where I've got my main bulk of players. As you can see again, we make a lot of signings in this episode. We've got the Norwegian winger Nusa, very cheap kind of player, and that's what we're going to be looking for, cheap potential players. Alex Scott from Bristol City for 4 million. He's recently got a new team of the season card for you that play at Ultimate Team. We need a lot of players that are going to have high potential and that are going to be young and that would need to fit in the squad also. We've got another CDM there, Mbamba, really versatile again, can play kind of centre-back CDM, so I need a few players to be in a different roles in case I do get injuries and ones like that. Going into more free agents, you do see the Gallardo, Modibo, Afif. Ones that do play career mode, you'll know that the free agents are very bugged this year and you do get some high rated free agents, so it's definitely one to go in for. So definitely interesting on that side of things, and I was able to kind of get a lot in there. As you can see, another release clause was met there, and I wasn't really that fast at all. I was another few players that I've now shipped out. So that was one of the goalkeepers, and I shipped out Martinez for 4 million also. So it kind of bumps the transfer budget up a little bit. A kind of star signing, as you can see there, in Carlon Grant, someone that I really wanted to bring in and I knew that would bring lots of pace and potential to the side. He's only 25 and I think he's got a lot of room for improvement, and I think this is definitely a place he can kickstart his career. Now we've made these sort of signings, you can now see the team is kind of filling out a little bit more, and it is now definitely building to something that I would like it to be. Al Yamik being 75 rated, Gallardo being 75 rated, Afif being 76 rated. A lot of high rated players are definitely there. Different kind of age groups also. I mean, like Al Yamik, he won't go up in value or kind of rating, but hopefully he kind of stays in that role and doesn't go down too much also, as old players are prone to. We do have another old face, as I didn't mention at the start of the video, Charlie Musunda, that previously played for Chelsea and had an horrific row of injuries. Definitely someone that I'm going to be interested in using and hopefully can bring this team right to glory. As you say, now we've made a few signings, we have got a bit more depth. I'm quite happy about that also, just something that we always needed, and it's definitely something that is going to be good in the season. As much as hiring new players is definitely exciting, I was really excited to then jump into a game with this side. This side was a decent side actually, to be honest, a very known side in Spain, Real Racing Club. Didn't really know what to expect. Obviously this is a new team, new players that I've never played with in the game before, and there are going to be players unfortunately where they are at low ratings but they will go up from there, so that is the main thing. Going into this game, all I wanted to do was give it my absolute all, and we did that straight away inside the first 3 minutes there. A nice flurry of passes going on from Gallardo to Scott. Scott being able to pass it right to Grant, and Grant has got the pace, and he does finish it right in the top left-hand corner, and that does put us 1-0 up inside the first 4 minutes. Obviously, with this sort of start, I did think we was going to absolutely romp it, but I did get put down back to reality in the 20-odd minute where they do make a nice bit of play. Unfortunately, after a nice flurry of passes, they do eventually find the back of the net with Mbola there. Nice goal, to be honest, and not a lot I could have done about that. It was very well worked, and it just was what it was. Wasn't think I was going to say this, but this is definitely a goal of this season contender, and you will see that at the end of this certain series. An absolute wonder strike by Pete Blue, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm so glad I did not meet that release clause and let it slide with the £17 million met by Celtic. I'd put an even higher price tag on him after that goal. An absolute phenomenal finish, and something that I never expected from this sort of player. Completely just first touch, bang, straight away. He just rises straight into the top corner. Goalkeeper rooted, no idea what to do. After this, I did feel like I might be able to build on something, but I did unfortunately have a lot of pressure on my back. After kind of having a lot of pressure, I then played around with the substitutions. I've got Montiel on loan at the moment. This is something that I already came into as of the career. Just wanted to change it up. Fresh faces, Masunda on there, and then Baldini. I haven't played with him before, but someone that I thought may be good to come on off the bench. Unfortunately, after making these changes, I was still accepting a lot of pressure, and a massive mistake there by El Yamik. Not the best kind of debut that you would make. Unfortunately, losing the ball, and he chips it over the keeper, and that was that. 2-2 at the end of the game. Didn't think it was a bad result, in all honesty. I mean, it would have been worse if I did lose. Yes, I could have done better, and there are probably points where I could have actually won the game, but it was what it was. We are at the start of the season, and we can make these sort of mistakes. Hopefully, we kind of learn from them and go on to the games and progress, and that is my main aim. Going into this, I didn't want to change the team too much. Obviously, I gained a kind of basis of what I knew from playing the first game, but I did make a few changes for a more experienced side on paper. Iborra being one of those experienced players that is really going to play a big part in this side, and someone that is going to be vital. He's only on loan from Villarreal at the moment. Maybe we will look to kind of purchase him after this season is done, but in all honesty, it's one of those where he could go down in rating, and he might only be good for this season. It kind of is what it is. We put some new fresh faces on there with Noosa there. I mean, Grant had a very good debut with scoring, so I'm not definitely going to change him anytime soon. And it's just the kind of same thing. We're learning the side. We want to know what kind of team we're going to be using throughout the series. And it's just seeing who is best. Grant getting involved in the action again, playing a nice ball into De Frutos, and straight away we are 1-0 up in the 17th minute. Really important goal there, and it was a nice goal to be able to set us off straight away and calm the nerves of the team. Again, I was having loads of pressure from this side. As soon as I score, I feel like I'm on the back foot straight away. Something that changes in the game, I'm not too sure, but again, unfortunately, I was an equaliser straight away in the 30-odd minute. It's one of those, we're going to concede goals, we're going to score goals. It's simply as that. Montel, though, was a nice interception there. Gets his foot straight in, and with his pace, he just gets away straight away. Top left-hand corner, 2-1. Thanks for coming. We'll take that every day, and if he's going to be that sort of player, then he's definitely welcome in this side. In the second half, again, I like to change things up. I don't like players with having low fitness because I feel like it can affect your second half. If you can put players in that are going to basically better it and are going to be a bit more quicker and so on, then that is the main objective. Not a lot happened in the second half, and unfortunately for them, they do lose and we get the win. So we get our first win of the games, and that is something that is definitely a step forward. Now we're panning to the transfer sides of things, and it's a bit of an unrealistic one, but I go in for Neco Williams. I really wanted a right back, and I want someone to be able to build on also. I've got the budget, I knew who I wanted, and I got what I wanted. Simple as that. Not on a bad wage whatsoever, and he fits straight into the side, and he'll be definitely someone that is going to be used throughout this career mode. Going into the third game that we can have seen on screen right now, we're just getting ready for the team to be able to display. Not too many changes, didn't feel like I wanted to change it up too much and it'd be a problem. Obviously when you make too many changes sometimes it just doesn't work. I have changed out Grant and different ones like that just to see what it would be like with the striker position there, and you never know. Unfortunately we do get off to a terrible start with Janssen putting him on there straight in 2 minutes, and I didn't really know what hit me from that point onwards. It did take me a lot of time to get back into the game and I had to build some sort of rhythm. Scott playing a nice ball off to Afif, and Afif puts it straight in the bottom corner. Someone that I expect to be very prolific in this sort of career mode and hopefully scores me a lot of goals, because that is definitely what we will need. Going in from that first goal, we get straight back into it, in all honesty, something that I never expected. Sometimes you can gain a lot of momentum in games and you do find that you do score straight after the other one, and that is exactly what we did here. Stepped in a bit of pressure there defensively, but Viso was able to kind of contain the ball and pass it straight out from the back, and it seems to be very fast also. Grant coming on in the second half plays a nice ball over to Scott. Scott's on his own. I did compose myself and finesse it straight in the top corner, and we do find ourselves 2-1 up. Hopefully being able to get 2 games in a row here. Little bit of consistency, that's what we would like. Again, these games are a little bit weird. Not a lot's happening after I score. Sometimes I accept the pressure, sometimes I don't. On this sort of side of things, they were coming at me late in the game and I just couldn't contain the pressure too much at one time, and unfortunately they did get the better of me in the end with some well worked passes. They were too quick for me. A nice ball does go in eventually and an absolute exceptional finish, and there's not really a lot I could really have done about that, in all honesty. Really nice goal, really well worked, something that we'll have to learn from and move on. So collectively, unfortunately, we do have it where we have drawn one, won one, and drawn another. So 2 draws and 1 win. Could be better, could be worse. There's a lot of improvement to be made, but it's something that we will look to. The next episode will be a bit more structured, and you'll see in one of the lines that what we are going for. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification button for when I do release another video. Cheers.